Oi, let me ask you a question, right? Am I the only one who has no interest in getting qualifications? Now, if you want to get yourself a degree or a qualification in some trade or my G, turn this video off. It is not for you. Go and grind. Go and do what you need to do. Take care of your family. Become somebody in the world, right? Climb the table, climb the ladder, whatever you gotta do, bro. Like, go be a man if that's what a man is supposed to. I'm not arguing anything. I'm just saying that you share a planet with some people who just feel a certain way, bro, about certain things. And if that's you, you don't feel like getting some sort of qualification, then that's the discussion for today. But I want to make it short. It's not gonna be some long ass video. I went to a private school. I went to a private school, and I became very disillusioned with the whole process of qualifications and going to uni and getting a good ATAR. If you're not Australian, I don't even know how to even explain the ATAR system to you, bro. It's basically you need to get a certain amount of number, a score number to go to uni. Anyway, legal study. In year 12, I like my legal study teacher. Right? We got to memorize and then regurgitate what you just memorized. But in legal, if you ever study legal study, at a higher level, I sympathize with you because year 12 is not VC. Year 12 VC is not a high level. I'm talking about uni and going on then to work. Maybe as a lawyer or a barrister or something. I don't know. But because I like my teacher, I was able to put up with memorizing the legal work. The rest of the other class where I didn't like the teachers, I just gave up, bro. I didn't care at all. But my teacher, for the exam, she came to me. We had a practice exam, and I got 3 out of 50 because I just didn't care. I showed up to a practice exam like, what are we doing, bro? What is this about? Like, fuck. And then my teacher, bro, she came up to me. She goes, man, Tony, bro, listen, I'm going to need you to try. I know you are very capable. She gave me a whole pep talk about, I don't understand, bro. Like, you're capable of doing all this. You just don't want to. And that's true. Till this day, bro, I still don't want to. And I said, you know what? I like my teacher and I fuck with her. So I went and did the best, my best, and did really well in that legal. The rest of the other classes, I would even think of ways to get around the studying before. Then I'll teach my friends the ways. Or I would even pick up ways to study. And instead of me doing it myself, I'll teach my friends the shortcuts to study. And then I will not study and get a bad mark on purpose. Because, bro, I thought to myself, bro, this is a 17-year-old kid, an 18-year-old kid just sitting there thinking about, what is all this about, bro? Like, I have no interest in none of this. So what, I can memorize this, put it on paper, get a good mark. Am I smart then? Is that what makes people intelligent? Or is the intelligence me showing that I can conform to the system and that I want to play ball? Where is the intelligence here? It was actually puzzling to me. And even when I think this was year 11 or year 10 psychology, I went in there, I'm stupid, thinking that we're going to learn how to control people's minds. And next minute we're sitting there learning, right? I was so disappointed in psychology, year 11, I think it was year 11 psychology. We're sitting there, and the teacher brings out a whole diagram of the human eye. And I'm thinking, is this anatomy, bro? What are we doing here? And the teacher's teaching us about where is this? The aqua humor, the white part, and this is the iris, and then the lens. I'm thinking to myself, bro, what are we talking about? When do we get to the part of controlling human beings and manipulating? That's all I cared about at that point, bro. I don't want to know about the human eye, bro. It functions, it works. Why do I want to know about it? It's living. And that was the whole thing. If you think this kid is stupid, bro, he doesn't know. My whole point is we're too concerned with how to live, like using our minds. So this person is smart, you know, and this scientist is smart because he gave us a certain gadget. This doctor is smart because he did this and he saved your life. Those people, they're cool to me, bro. You bring me some gadgets, bring me the phone like this, and I could talk into it, you know. And then you can say, oh, then why don't you want? I have no idea how this phone works, and I have no interest in learning how. I'm gonna just be honest with you until the day I die. But my whole point was the things I was interested in school weren't giving to me. I felt like what we were learning was not deep enough. No matter what class I went to, I thought there is no way this is it can't be. There's got to be something more to this. I literally start to feel as if I would get depressed, bro, and just want to stay at home because what the kids are learning and they're being told they're smart was not smart. To me, it was. Pardon me. I was 17 or 18, so I'm starting to understand. Like, okay, this isn't about who's clever. This is about who can play ball. This is about who can do what the teacher asked to do. This is about who can be disciplined enough without asking questions, just smart enough to be able to do the work without having to be critical and thinking that in psychology you're going to learn how to control. Like you're Edward Bernays or something and you're going to learn propaganda. That's what it wasn't that. I remember even sitting in psychology and I'm learning about that Stanley Milgram experiment and the Philip Zimbardo, and then later find out that these people had a whole side of psychology that need to be studied, which I mean by them wanting to be at the forefront so badly that they would fake results. Somehow affecting variable. But the whole point I never wanted some sort of qualification is I have no interest in competing with you. And as long as I have something to eat, a roof over my head, I don't really care, bro. Like the way I see life is many people they've put themselves under this sort of delusion and that they're like asleep, thinking that by doing this, by doing that, they'll get somewhere. But for some weird reason, I look at something and I say, by doing this, I'll get nowhere. Suppose I have a degree in this and that. It just, I don't know, bro. I feel like there has to be a piece of land for people like me who just have no interest in these things. Like to the point where even if you say, cause you're dumb, even to me that shit it doesn't sound like an insult, bro. I would even encourage you and do everything to help you get your degree if you want it. But I would want you to respect the fact that I don't want one. And if I need one to survive in your world, I'd rather be a laborer before I use my mind. Even though I'm very capable of doing that. I just don't want to, bro. I have no interest in any of it. Anything whatsoever. I'm proudly illiterate, bro. For somebody who's literate, I actually prefer to be illiterate. And so, I don't know, like, it was just, I became very disillusioned since high school. Is that I don't have an interest, bro, in qualifications. What for? Why do I need to learn? You know, how many solar system in the sky? Why do I need to learn cosmology? There's no need. Botany, no need. Even I'll go as far as to say the human anatomy, but if you know, if you can know basic stuff. But most subjects, I just don't have a need. And the reason being is I think we're using our memory for things that are not meant for. You know? Like we're using our memory, which is something delicate and is supposed to last you for years. And this is why people get Alzheimer's and dementia and all of this, because they're just dumping shitloads of information into their mind, and then they're proud of it. They're taught to be proud of it. They take pride in it. This kid can calculate in it's as fast as a calculator. He uses his mind. These kids can memorize a whole paragraph. Bro, if you are one of them gifted savants kids who can just have like a photographic memory, go ahead, dog. If you're one of those kids who just want to be smart, we consider smart, and you study, your studies as far, go ahead, bro. I'm not saying stop. I'm just saying my dumb ass has realized that the human mind is not supposed to be used for like a garbage dump where you dump all the garbage uh, information into your mind and it's not even useful. Now, I have no problem with people who use their mind as a garbage dump to dump the information that they need to make a living. You're different. So if you study botany, trees, flowers, all this, and you need to know different sort of plants, and that's how you make a living, go ahead. If you study psychology to become a psychologist and you need to dump all that useless garbage information into your mind, go ahead. It will help you get your job, help you get your money. You know, you become somebody who memorize a lot of basic human information and comfort other people, and they'll pay you well for it. Go ahead, do that. It's not that I don't see that there's usefulness. No, it's I see that my mind needs to be completely, no, I wouldn't say completely because that's damn near impossible. There's always noises in your head, but I don't want any unnecessary noises in my head. And what I realized was memorizing things is a lot of unnecessary noise in my head. Have you realized I don't write anything? I just go on a random tangents and they go here from there to there to there. Let me tell you why I do that, right? The reason why I do this, I don't have a script. I don't even have a topic for my next video. But if one comes up to me, I'll just talk about it. It's because if I was to write anything down, the words become dead. They lose the meaning. The moment I try to write it down and try to articulate myself, I've lost what I was saying. It's no longer alive. What I was saying becomes dead simply because I wrote it down. But if I just wallow on, like I'm wallowing into the dark, I don't know where the next sentence is going to go, what word I'm going to use. I'm just literally relying on this thousands and thousands of years of human knowledge that has accumulated into what we call the universal mind, which I can tap into. Now I sound like these spiritual people, Jesus Christ. You can also tap into that the world is a mind which we all share and we store information. From Hermes or Thoth, whatever you want to call it, to your grandpa or your old man and your son, your little daughter too. We're all adding knowledge into the world mind. You don't need all this. Everything that we know, that our ancestors know, similar to the animals, they have in their DNA a sort of learning. You are the same. You have in your DNA a sort of learning. But what has happened is we human beings, we think we're smart. That most of you has probably not even made it this far because the things I'm saying are irritating you. We are not smart at all. The smartest thing we can do is to stop, bro, caring about how to live and actually just live. That's the whole thing I'm talking about. I don't want qualification. To get any qualification, it would be, I'm going to learn how to make a living or how to live. I want to know this, how to this, how to that. We are interested in how to live, but not actually in living. That's why I refuse qualifications, because I'd rather live and learn. Instead of learning about psychology, I'd rather go to the hood, go to the rich areas, go anywhere and learn by watching people. I'd rather go in the streets and hang with the homeless people. That's the real living. That's the real learning. And I've traveled quite around Australia, and I've seen murderers, criminals, that word that rhymes with great, all types of people, man. And I'd rather not read about them in a book. I don't want to read about the wilderness in a book. Throw me in the wilderness. And you know what? That's where we all are. We are in the wilderness. Now go and survive and learn the hard way. Now you can get tips and hearing this and that from people, you know. This is the best way to do this, but don't do it too much. Because at that point to me you're not living. You're stuck in papers. And I don't want to be stuck in papers. So accumulate all the paper, all the qualification, all the degrees you want. And mock me and look down to people like me. Just remember one thing, remember one thing, Mike. You are playing on your own. Goodbye.